Hi cellos, here we are on page 10, and on this page we are working on some dotted quarter notes and eighth notes. Now this rhythm has a couple of different ways to actually notate it. You could take a quarter note and tie it to an eighth note, and that would equal a note that is a beat and a half. However, usually it's going to be marked as a dotted quarter note. So taking a quarter note, putting a dot after it, not under it or over it, but after it, that extends it by half a beat, and that equals a note that is a beat and a half. Just like we did with the dotted half notes, we have to be really conscious of our bow speed as we do these, because when you have a beat and a half on a down bow and then a half a beat on an up bow, you're going to have to move the bow faster on the up bow to make up for the amount of bow that you used on the down bow. So same concept as we were working on the last page. Let's go ahead and start out with number 37, rhythm wrap. This one uses both those different ways of notating this same rhythm, the quarter note tied to an eighth note and the dotted quarter note. So first measure is quarter note tied to an eighth note, third measure is dotted, and they both are played the same. We're going to do this in the air. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good. Let's try that same rhythm now with some notes. In number 38, the dot counts. All the exercises on this page are just basically using the notes of the D major scale to create some little technical exercises to practice that dotted rhythm. So we're practicing the dotted rhythm using the notes of the D major scale, and then on the next page we will apply it to some melodies. So here is 38, the dot counts. Number 39 is called Watch the Dot, and it uses a very similar rhythm. In fact, it's the same, except it's using dotted quarter note both times instead of the tied quarter and eighth note. And this one uses the upper half of the D major scale, and don't forget the repeat. The next one, D major sequence, is the entire D major scale descending, starting at the top and moving down, using some of those same dotted rhythms. Alright, good. And then finally we have dots on the move, which starts at the bottom of the scale, and even more dotted rhythms. Alright, good. And then the final one on the page is D major bonanza. This is a duet, and notice how the B part has steady eighth notes and the A part has some dotted rhythms. So that's actually kind of nice and handy, because the B part can provide the subdivision for the person playing the A part, and that subdivision of the eighth notes should always be running in your head when you're playing any dotted rhythms or really any kind of rhythms. You should always be really thinking the beat and the subdivision in your head. So I'm going to go ahead and play the A part the first time, then I'll play the B part. You're welcome to mix it up however you want, and I encourage you to think about playing the opposite part of what I am playing. And we also have a fermata at the end of this one. The half circle with the dot in the middle is called a fermata. When you see that over a note, that means you hold that note longer than its note value. So here we have a half note as the last note. You're going to hold that longer than 2 beats. There's not a specific amount of time that you want to hold it longer. Sometimes it's 1 extra beat, sometimes it's 2 extra beats. but you just hold it longer. So listen to the recording, and I think they hold it for about 4 beats for that last note. So here we go, D major bonanza. I will play the A part the first time and the B part the second time. All right, good. Here's the B part. And that does it for page 10. Page 10 is mostly just exercises to prepare you for the melodies that are on page 11. So as soon as you've mastered all the material on page 10, feel free to move on. There's some really interesting tunes on the next page. Good luck and happy practicing.